So my 2-year-old has turned into a raven and is unintentionally hiding my makeup. I'd laid out all the makeup of the things I was gonna use today, and my setting spray is missing. So naturally I asked Luke if he had taken it. Sometimes he likes to like line up my stuff in a row and stuff. And I asked him if he took it, he said yes. And I was like, great! And he grabs my hand and he leads me to a little cow character thing. So we do this for a couple of more times and I say, buddy, where'd you put it? And he said, I don't know. Where's the cow? Suddenly we were searching for his character. Like, how did so it is safe to say that we don't have the setting spray that I purchased for $36. Hello everyone, I'm here today to share with you guys a new full face testing out some new makeup, and this time we are testing out makeup from Amazon. This was a request from you guys, and honestly, like, Amazon has stepped up their game. There's a lot of products on there that aren't just knockoffs of products that you find in Sephora. And to make this more interesting and more of a challenge, I wanted to find the products that had over 100 reviews and had around 4.5 to 5-star ratings, because I wanted the best of the best. And as always, I will do an update for you guys at the end of the day, show you how everything wore, talk about my favorites, my least favorites, and all that fun stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you do. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and also Sunday. Like, we test a lot of makeup here. I have some really fun ideas for new videos that I have coming up, so make sure you subscribe. I hope you guys enjoy this, and without further ado, let's get into this. So we're gonna start with an eyeshadow primer, and this one has like 1,400 positive reviews, so I'm gonna say it's gonna be good. And it is the Elizabeth Mott Thank Me Later Eye Primer, and this is supposed to prevent any sort of creasing. It is supposed to be waterproof, and it's really good for oily skin apparently. The formula itself is very thick, like that's a very thick formula and very, very creamy, but it seems to smooth on really easily. Like, it's not clumping up or anything like that. It has almost an airbrushy kind of a finish. So we'll see what it looks like once you put the eyeshadows on top. And the eyeshadows I'm gonna be testing out are by Jacob and Eli, and they are their Candy Peaches eyeshadow palette. And it looks like this has blendable matte and shimmer shades, and the little plastic thing just fell out. And I think the shades are really beautiful, very warm, very peachy undertoned, and they seem to have a nice variety from everyday more neutral shades to kind of playing with these pops of color right here. So I think this will be really fun. It has a 5-star rating with 600 reviews. Those are the mattes right there. They're not the most pigmented ones I've ever used, but we'll see what they look like once they're actually like applied on the lids, because that can be entirely different. And that is one of the shimmer shades called Rings right there. Very shimmery, very pretty, super pigmented. So let's put this stuff on the eyes and see what happens. So I started out with the shade Taffy, and I just swept that onto the crease and then went in to darken it a bit with the shade Caramel. I really like those shades, but when I was applying them, they were applying really, really patchy. So I struggled to make this blend. So I tried going in with chocolate just to deepen up the crease a bit, and I could not get it to blend, especially in this one part on my right eye in the outer corner. It just won't stick to that particular area for whatever reason. I tried more of a shimmery shade in the color Jelly Bean, which is a really pretty peachy color. It's fine, but these mattes just don't blend for me at all. Like, you can see, it's pretty patchy, and I've been blending for a while now. So in terms of a first impression, I'm not really sold on this. I think that I have ones from the drugstore that I like a lot better. The colors are really pretty, but I'm not buying the whole blendability. So moving on to an eyeliner, we are going to be trying the Vogue Effects Eyeliner Stamp. And I think what this is it's an eyeliner on one end, like a felt tip liner, and on the other end, it's a stamp. So you can do like the stamped on wing effect thing. Oh, that was pretty cool. It has almost 900 reviews, 4.5 stars. It's supposed to be waterproof, smudge proof, and really, really easy to use. So we'll see about that. So inside here, we have two. Oh, I see. There's a left wing and a right wing. So you need 2 different liners. All right, so that is the one end you can see there. That is the felt tip part of the liner. And then closing that up, the other side is a stamp. Pretty straightforward. So I guess I will start, so this is the right side. So I'm going to start by stamping and then try and connect it from there. So I'm gonna keep my eye open and hope that this works. That was pretty good. Ta-da! So you can see right there, that's where I have a little bit of a hooded lid, so I just have to kind of like fill that in. But let's see, like that was pretty easy. It's just about lining it up and making it look even, which is probably the hardest part. So far the liner is actually really nice. It is very black, it is very easy to use. I would say that the wing isn't as sharp as I would like it, so I'm probably gonna have to like just like flick that out a bit because it's a little rounded. All right, that wing's looking pretty good on that side, so let's see if we can make it even on the other. Not too bad, not too bad. I have to say overall, this was really, really easy to use. You just have to make sure that you're lining up the wings exactly right. Otherwise it takes a little bit of like finessing to make them even, but the actual marker itself is really good quality. It's very black, it's very easy to use. So yeah, I would say this is pretty good. Next up is mascara, and it is this giant package. I've never seen such a humongous package for mascara. And this is by Simply Naked Beauty. It's their Lash Science 3D Fiber Mascara. This is supposed to be waterproof, smudge proof, last all day, and give you 300 times the lash volume in 5 minutes. Guaranteed. It has almost 2,600 reviews, 4.5-star average rating. Like, I mean, this has gotta be, oh, looks like a glasses case. I've always wanted to put my mascara in its own special case. We have 2 different mascaras as well as a little spoolie wand. And it says here, step 1 is to apply a thin coat of the Science Gel from the middle of your lashes to the tips on one eye only. So you have to do one eye at a time. And then while the gel is still wet, apply the fibers from the middle to the tip. And then you wait 20 seconds while the fibers stick to the lashes, and then you put on the gel again to coat the fibers so they don't come off. This sounds very complicated. So we are gonna apply this from the middle of the eye to the tip. It is a very dry formula. It gets not super wet. I cannot imagine that any fibers at all are gonna stick to this. And now very, 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 very quickly, we're gonna go on to the fibers. I feel like that didn't do anything, but all right. We're gonna let that dry. Now we're gonna go back in and we're gonna put this gel on top to seal everything. I'm trying to keep my eyes closed when doing this because they seemed very adamant that you do not want to get any fibers in your eyes. All right, there's one eye done and it looks incredibly average to me. Oh, it says you can do this up to like 3 more times. So I just like repeat the whole process again. Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, this is not worth it. I mean, I don't even know if 2 coats or 3 coats is worth it, but we will see what it looks like. All right, there's 2 coats on the eyes. Honestly, it's just like, it's not worth it. It's so much work to make this actually look like anything on the eyes. And like, it looks nice and voluminous now, but that's so much extra effort, and I feel like I can get the same result from like my L'Oreal Lash Paradise or my Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara or something like that. Like, it's just, yeah, it's a lot of work. So now we're gonna go on to the brows, and it came all like sealed up in this little envelope thing. Weird way to package it. And today for the brows, we're gonna be testing out the Etude House, I think it's Etude. The drawing eyebrow, and this is in the shade brown. And to my understanding, it's just a very classic brow pencil. It's got the triangular shape so you can get kind of the filled in part with a thicker end, and then the finer point you can use to create little brow hairs, and then it has the spoolie on the other end. So let's brush these brows and see what we're working with. So far the pencil seems to work really well. It seems to have a lot of pigmentation to it, which is good. It's showing up in the brows. It's a little bit redder of an undertone than I'm personally used to for a brow, but it's really not that bad of a match. Honestly, yeah, it's a pretty good pencil. All right, now that the brows are done, we're gonna go on to a primer. And this is again also by Elizabeth Mott, and it is the Thank Me Later Face Primer. This is supposed to mattify, pore minimize, supposed to be super long lasting and do, you know, the typical primer-like things. And it has 1,460 reviews, and it's averaging 4.5 stars, which is pretty great. Let's see if the texture is similar to the eye primer. And that's so like, yep, it is very, very thick. And it almost has like a pinky undertone. It kind of looks like icing. So far it is applying well. It's very smooth and silky, but it does have that definite like siliconiness to it. It's definitely given my skin that velvety matte kind of a finish, and it's filled in a lot of my enlarged pores. So we'll see what this looks like with the foundation on top. And for foundation, we're gonna be testing out one by Misha, and it is their Magic Cushion Foundation. And it has four stars now, but when I bought it, it had 4.5. I'm just saying. It's supposed to have buildable coverage in it. It's moisturizing. It has an SPF of 50 in it as well. Whoa, that is very, very full coverage. All right, let's do this. It's applying very smoothly. The undertone is a little bit on the yellow side for me. I prefer something a little bit more neutral based. The only problem is getting around the brows, having just done them. I didn't think this through properly. So far so good. I think my skin looks good on my monitor thing here. It is looking very, very yellow, though in person it does match a little bit better. Yeah, it seems to be sitting on the skin well. It works really well with the primer that's underneath. So far, so good. And now onto concealer. I'm gonna be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is like 1,300 different reviews. Like a lot of people swear by this. And this is in the shade Porcelain. Oh, it has like a brush tip. All right, interesting. I thought I had used this before, but apparently I haven't. Whoa, that's thick. I feel like I applied way too much under my eyes. Let's try and blend this out. I think I'm gonna use a beauty blender. See if that works. This is not a beauty blender, but it's the only one I have that's clean. So far, so good. It seems to be smoothing out well. It's not getting too thick and like creasy under the eyes. And it's doing a pretty good job covering up any dark circles that I have. And to set everything, we're gonna be using the Dermablend Loose Powder. This is one of the highest rated ones that they have on the website. Like a lot of people really like this. This is the original one, which is universal. It's gonna work for all skin tones. So you're supposed to apply it generously, it says, aka baking, and then wait a couple of minutes and then buff it away. And it's just going to set everything, lock it on your skin and keep it there crease-free all day. Is this their buffer thing? What is this? Looks like that cotton stuff that you get in like the pill bottles for Advil and you have to like pull all of that out. It's weird. It's weird. I don't like it. First, I'm just gonna make sure there are no creases under the eyes, and then we're gonna bake away. That is a very, very white powder. Now, while that bakes on my face, I'm just going to set the rest of it with just using a lot less powder. I'm just tapping off any excess on my hand and pressing it into my skin. All right, now that it's sat there a bit, I'm just going to wipe it away. Is it just me or does it still look really white under my eyes? I'm gonna use a shorter brush. Something a little bit more aggressive. I don't know, I don't like the way my under eyes are looking right now. Like, why is that? All of a sudden I can see my under eye circles again. Can you see that? See how dark that is under there? Something weird just happened there. So far, not a big fan of that combination of those two together. Maybe I'll just try each of them with like a separate powder and a separate concealer. So now we're gonna go on to bronzer and blush. I'm gonna be using ones from the Balm Cosmetics. These are the top rated, most reviewed products within both of the categories. So this is Bahama Mama, and this is In Stain Long Wearing Powder Blush. And this one is in the shade Swiss Dot. This looks like a pretty good undertone for me, though it does look very much on the gray side. So if you have a darker skin tone, this is probably going to look a little bit ashy. It is very dark too, can you see that? Oh, so far I gotta say, I still like my butter bronzer better than this one. It's a little bit on the intense side for me, and yeah, I don't know. I think I prefer one that's just a tad warmer. All right, let's see what happens with this blush. The blush is actually really pretty. I love this shade. It is very, very blendable, very pretty shade. It is super buildable. It's nice and airbrush looking. I like it. Okay, so blush I like, and bronzer surprisingly not as much. It is, and I'm honestly surprised because Bahama Mama is so popular from this line. I just don't see it. For highlight today, I'm gonna be testing a one from Laura Geller. This is their Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator, and I really wanted to test it because I've seen this on the YouTubes, and people say it's really good. The shade I got is Peach Glow, which looks a little bit on the dark side. Maybe not, actually. This could work. This could work. Oh, that's really pretty. Can you guys see that? That is really nice. It's buildable. It definitely has a very pink undertone, so it's not something I would personally use on an everyday basis. It would kind of depend on what makeup look I was going for. We'll try it in the inner corners. It's a little dark for that. See what I mean? Like, it's not quite as bright and light as I would want it to be. So far, so good. I think the highlight's pretty, just not an everyday one in terms of undertone for me. And last but not least, the lip product. Or would have been the second last if I could find my setting spray. But we're gonna be testing out this product from Lip Sense. I know, I'm finally getting around to that. I see all of your requests all the time to try it out, so here we are. And if you guys have seen any of the ads on like Facebook, for example, they have them all the time, and it's supposed to be like a just solid budge-proof product. It's going to stay put, and it doesn't smudge, it doesn't smear, it just stays put until you take it off. And they have very specific instructions on how to actually apply this product to the lips. And the color that I chose today is called Salmon, and it's supposed to be a really pretty, it looks like a peach shade online, and it is like bright orange. Also, I really like their seal right here, how it says in bold letters, keep away from heat and flame. So here are the two products that need to be worn together. We have the lip color and then the moisturizing lip gloss to put on top. And this is just going to, I think, seal it, but also moisturize your lips. Okay, so I've reviewed how to apply this, and I think I understand now. But basically the big thing is that you need to apply it in like one stroke for the bottom and one stroke for the top, and you need to do 3 layers on dry, clean lips. I'm gonna take off all the foundation that's probably on them. Oh, it burns. Why does it burn so much? So I continued to apply. The burning sensation went away pretty gradually, but it did go away. Applying the second coat, I found that I had to go over one side around the outside and then once on the inside, making sure, like really trying not to let them overlap. But it just felt like the applicator was fairly small, so I kind of had to do that to make it work. The whole motion of having to apply it from like one side to the other, I feel like is something that people get used to over time. I'm not used to that though, which is why it's like not even on the one side. And you can see like right on the inside here that I didn't actually get to like apply it up there. That looks really stupid. You know what? I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna try it again. Hang on. Okay, so that didn't go as planned. So you'll notice that I'm not wearing on my lips. So I have explained myself. So this product is such a strong adherent to your skin that it actually needs a specific product to help remove the product. So I purchased that as well. But then when I was looking through my piles of stuff, either it hasn't come in yet, or Luke has hidden it. So the product took some work to take off, and therefore my lips are feeling a little bit raw right now. And since it burned when I first applied it, I feel like putting it on right now with my lips in this particular state is not gonna be good. Based on my limited experience in this between here and the bathroom to remove it, it is very long lasting. Like it wasn't coming off with just like a cloth. Like it was very, like I was rubbing my lips and it was not coming off. But in terms of the actual application, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of it, but it seems that in doing some research, they actually have a lip liner that you can apply underneath this product to kind of fill everything in, make everything look very seamless and get a nice crisp line if you're doing a bright color like this, because the color is actually really beautiful, but I didn't purchase that. But yeah, that is my bad for not checking that in advance. So that is the final look. I like it. I think it looks really good. I think of everything that I tested today, my favorite was the eyeliner stamp duo. I thought that that worked really well, and I think with some practice, it will get easier over time. And then my least favorite is probably a tie between the mascara and the eyeshadow. The eyeshadow was just too patchy. Like it didn't work well. Like it looks fine now, but that was a lot of work to get this particular look. And then for the mascara, my lashes do look good. This was so much work. Like that's like 9 different coats of like going back and forth between 2 different mascaras to get this. And I could get this from a lot of different mascaras that I currently own. So now I'm gonna go about my day. I will check in with you guys tonight and we'll see how everything is wearing and see if any of my opinions change on anything. Hey guys, so it is now the end of the day and this is what my makeup is looking like. And to be honest, like it held up pretty well today. Like my eyeliner is a little bit aggressive for the non-lashes that I have on right now. Yeah, it was a bit much. But the eyeliner itself looks really good still. It's nice and black, it's still crisp, it doesn't give me raccoon eyes, which is a bonus. My face makeup has held up actually really well throughout the day. I would say around the nose and on my chin, it's worn off a little bit through the day, but everything has stayed really matte. It stayed put, like my under eye area has stayed put really well. So I'm excited to continue to play with this powder. And I'm excited to try out the eye primer again because my eyeshadow, though patchy, is still on my face. Other than that, my first impressions still stand. I think there were some good products and some not so great products. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And that is everything. I hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing week so far, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you girls. Mwah.